My very favourite story about the Fudge Kitchen. There was this guy who came in who was diabetic, and I fed him loads and loads of fudge, and then he turned around and he wiped himself with a little bit of alcohol gel and he injected some insulin and then kept eating fudge. That's rock star, and that's so Fudge Kitchen. Hiya, I'm Ian. I'm the manager of the Fudge Kitchen in Bath. We got 8 shops in the company. It's been around sort of 35 years. Everyone makes all their own fudge and then sells it to tourists. So fudge is a sweet made of sugar and cream originally, and it's just really smooth and delicious and sweet, and we do it to the original recipe, which is like 200 years old, and it's much lower in fat than other people's fudge, and it's much creamier, and it's just so much better. So there's Tia, works in the shop, and she is the fudge training manager. She spends her time going around the country.
Basically, me and Ian, we had worked with each other for a long time. We're both good at our job, and so we enjoyed working together. Like, because I just lived outside of York, we just used to stay together and things, and then yeah, we fell in love, as you do. We never thought it would be an option for us to move together to Bath, so we just didn't even think about it, and it was actually our boss back in York who suggested it to us to move together.
There's Breffney, who is a blacksmith as well and fights with swords.
I've been working here for about a year and a half. I am a 5-star fudger, as you can see from my back. And I think it's a really nice community. We get a very odd mix of very sort of artistically intelligent, weird, wacky people who wouldn't really fit in anywhere else. So it's quite nice. And yeah, I'd say it's definitely a community, but I describe it less like a family. I think it's more like a school of toddlers that's being allowed to run a shop. So, and it's very enjoyable because of that.
There's Toby, who's the pretty one. Then there's Peter, who wants to be Benedict Cumberbatch. It's going to be embarrassing if I forget Annalise, obviously, and she wears a hat that looks like a cat.
I am currently just a fudge seller and coffee goblin. I've been working here since last September in 2015, so a couple of months, not too long. I would say I'm a bit inexperienced in that I can't make fudge yet, but I'm still a pro seller and I paddle hard, so I'll get there eventually. They're going to start teaching me, one would hope.
So we pile the bowl full of sugar, and then we melt it down until it forms a nice liquid. And then from that liquid, we pour it out onto the table. It stays on that table for about 5 or 10 minutes. Then, once it's thick enough, put it into a rectangle and work it up into a giant baguette of fudge. And we slice it up, and it's done.
We actually got a little bit drunk one night, and we ended up emailing Patch, who is the manager of all the shops, and asked if it would be an option. We were like, Ian will go down and manage it, and then I would carry on being my ambassador job and do it all around in the company. And he said that on one condition, that Tia comes with me.
Oh yeah, see what you got. So damn sensual. Fudge Kitchen has a massive effect on your life outside of work. The main thing is that you go into shops and they're boring and they don't talk to you, and you go in and you give a person some money and they give you a thing, and it feels very cold. It feels very cold.
Ready? When I say fudge, you say fun. Fudge! Fudge!
Who is Jeffrey the Giraffe? Oh, that is a question many people have tried to answer. I don't think I could adequately answer it in however long you can give me, but I don't know. He's a myth, really. More than a myth, a legend, some say.
Well, Jeffrey the Giraffe is the manager of the Fudge Kitchen. He applied for a job a few years ago to this random guy called Jack, and Jack said, you know, Jeffrey, what makes you a fudge ambassador? Jeffrey just replied, quite a long response.
A child came in, obviously crying because that's what children do, and dropped this, but they just felt so bad that they felt they needed to keep it for this child, and maybe one day, like 33 years later, let's say it was on the first day, they'd come in and recognise it.
Yeah? And that's why you got a job.
To me, Fudge Kitchen is a really cracking job because it encourages its workers to utilise their strengths and passions, i.e. we're all artsy-fartsy, rather than just be a number, which is really nice, so you actually get to be a person and goof off and have a lot of fun whilst working. And it's a really nice atmosphere.
If you find a job that you're happy in and that appreciates you and you've got a good team and make friends, boyfriends, you just stay. You won't sacrifice that for just a dream. It's my family, it's my home. Which is very silly to say, but it's true.